All right, this is a video fun of a. I read these. This is the American Medical Association Family Medical Guide, and I like to revisit these and certain things refresh my brain. And information catalog in my brain. I revisit things, read about new things, and I was like, it'd be fun to do just like, I'm gonna talk and then come up like, what's the title? Should I even like follow through on this? So it's like, how about I like probe a condition that I don't necessarily understand very well, but I've like heard of and or encountered in like books or movies or something like that. So this is, I guess, questioning this. So questioning a family medical guide. And the condition that I've chosen to focus on today is Sunday, July 2026 AD on Tanis, Shearers of Seattle, and my condition of choice is schizophrenia. And per the definition of the condition in this book, quote, a disorganization of normal thought and feeling, end quote. I was like, okay. And then it goes on to specify brain cell malfunctioning in the brain. So my question here is, could that also be like brain shrinkage or something? And so there we go. It says it can be persistent. So I'm trying to use my own terminology to increase my own communication abilities. But it says there are, quote, acute attacks, end quote. So while the overarching thing might be persistent, the attacks are acute in nature. And can be tied with, quote, emotional upheaval or personal loss, end quote. All right. It does acknowledge its usage in pop culture. And then let's see. This one is of interest, I suppose, for this particular one. That is the schizophrenia. Quote, the person's speech may become increasingly vague and he or she may seem to be unable to follow a simple conversation. An acute attack happens unexpectedly, end quote. So that's page 295 of this book, this section on schizophrenia. What's my question? So, like they might drop off. Is it disjointed speech? Is it so they can't quite, so like if I'm speaking, they might ask inappropriate questions, or they might take it in a different direction? Those are all question marks. I'm not implying or saying I'm going to question. And then, oh yeah, quote later, disconnected remarks, end quote. Okay. Oh, this is one that has thoughts, ideas. So in its realm, so it's interesting for like intellectual property. Others like they do, quote, steal, end quote, and this is and steal their thoughts. Okay, so if one's concerned of like others like taking what's in the brain, that goes with schizophrenia per this. Hallucinations and hearing of voices. And quote, or they may seem devoid of feeling so that it becomes almost impossible to make emotional contact with them, end quote. All right, so now I'm gonna flip the page 296. This is a pretty decent one. I think I'm still in an state. Let's see. Okay, so they have what should be done and what is treatment. They don't necessarily want to get help in a like they have to live somewhere else, kind of like in a institution kind of setting. Okay. Drugs. They may like They feel comforted by family or friends being in physical proximity. All right. I don't, and it can be short or long, and if it stays, it can become, the term is chronic, so something sticks around. All right. So what other questions? What other questions do I have for it? How easy is it to diagnose something like this? So the cells malfunctioning in the brain, to me, says, or so there's a physiological component to this condition. It's not like pure psychology. There's neurology, neuroscience. Right, this is not what I do. Okay. Not currently. So there we go. I think they put it next to depression and manic depression and that kind of stuff, and anxiety in this book, which is a world of stuff that I'm just like, okay, this is not stuff that, like, it does actually mention in here stress and mental stress, and you guys know that it's not really necessarily my thing. I like for my own stuff. Could this be relevant? I do cardiology, so study of the human heart and corresponding blood system. Per this, malfunctioning brain cells is not what I study. I study the heart organ is in the chest, and the blood kind of flows everywhere. But this is about the cells specified here has to do with information, so I'm using that they're not blood cells. Okay. Yeah. I guess I think I'm just kind of like, all right, could they have seizures? Does it like become so that they could have seizures? It's also, there's an information box for this particular condition. Not that it's necessarily tied to it, but it goes with nervous breakdown. It sounds like a severe state of modern trends in mental illness, if I'm allowed to be so frank. So there we go. The treatment, they do have like electroshock therapy. So like, I think perhaps I'm not questioning the book so much as like, this sounds serious. So I don't want to probe it too far, and I don't want this this video to be removed for medical misinformation, but I also do want to grow, and this is one that I was like, yeah, I think, I guess what am I trying? I'm trying to help, like, if it's been skewed in pop culture, and being like, well, on my YouTube channel, can I make it any more technical? Did I succeed? Did I fail? I tried.